Okay, let's see if we can get some better lighting here. What I want to talk about is, I don't know. So I just watched a documentary on Hedy Lamarr. I think it was a BBC documentary called Bombshell, 2017. And oops. Anyway, yeah, she okay. So she had the idea of frequency hopping for radio controlled torpedoes. I love this lighting. Looks like I have blackface on or something. The I can see is my lips. There we go. Okay. So okay. Now the documentary claims her patent was made top secret and she should have got paid scientific technology to implement the concepts like 35 years ago. So then he got his idea was made top secret, and by the NSA, talking about Herbert J. Bernstein. So it's kind of ironic because Hedy Lamarr was she was Jewish, and she originally was married off to a Jewish munitions manufacturer who was supplying the Nazi regime, which is kind of, the ultimate irony, right? Back in the 30s. And then he got cut off by Hitler once the anti-Semitism became prominent for the Nazis. And then he met with Franco, so he was definitely fascist or whatever. But at any rate, so the idea was like, well, did she get the idea of frequency hopping from her first husband because she sat in on their board meetings? And she says she did not, but somebody who interviewed her claims that he realized that that's where she got the idea from. But she actually was inspired by this new invention in the US called the magic tuner, something like that. The focal mystery control, focal magic box. Here it is. So I put the link in the chat. And I was just watching a video on how this magic box works. So the idea is that you have to have a synchronized receiver with the transmitter. And to be honest, I mean, it's super complicated because it's like, okay, well, how are you synchronizing? So you have a common AM synchronization that then's modulated through the air. So in the quantum non-duality, the synchronization is happening directly in time and not in frequency, so that the synchronization is both as the spatial frequency. So it's a what would be angular frequency, and which is called orbital momentum, but it's also the intrinsic momentum, which is the spin, the 1/2 spin. So the 1/2 spin is actually just time itself as a medium, and that's that's why that you have this time frequency uncertainty inherent to science as the limitation of science. And so it's like this extra dimension of time of the future and the past overlapping. And that's why science is confused by the concept. And that's why, like, the Nobel Prize in 2023, I think it was, for the Bell inequality was based on this same non-locality that my own quantum physics professor was working on with one of the guys who got the Nobel Prize, Anton Zeilinger, who was Austrian also. So Hedy Lamarr, she was also Austrian, and her dad was way into technology and all that. So you really have this like 100-year legacy of this frequency hopping is actually what